Hi, this is Shirley Jones, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
Everybody's not going to heaven.
Death is an illusion.
Yeah? Yes, I believe that there is such a thing as heaven.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
Angels flying around, about 12 angels.
Just like New York, Chicago, Miami, it's a city.
Ed Robertson with a reminder that we'll play part 2 of our conversation with Les Lanham beginning at the top of the hour. Feel free to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we will shift gears this segment and talk a little bit about heaven. Heaven, one of the few subjects on which virtually everyone has an opinion, and a place that many of us believe exists, even though we've never been there. And even if we were there, we probably wouldn't be able to tell anyone about it, because in order to get to heaven, of course, you have to die first. That is not only one of the great mysteries of life, it was apparently a subject that fascinated Academy Award-winning actress Diane Keaton very much throughout her life, so much so that Keaton made a documentary about it called Heaven, which was originally released in 1987 and which has now been digitally remastered and re-released by our friends at Lightyear Entertainment. Joining us now is Arnie Holland. Arnie is the owner and president of Lightyear Entertainment. Lightyear Entertainment, a film and music distribution company that has released more than 120 motion pictures as well as more than 100 albums. He is also executive producer of Heaven by Diane Keaton. We're very glad that he is spending part of his day with us today. Arnie, welcome to TV Confidential.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Diane Keaton, of course, passed away a few weeks ago as we record this program. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it hit me kind of hard. But then we started to get inquiries from theaters, and we realized we had to be able to screen this film. We've got L.A. tonight, we've got Albuquerque this weekend, we've got Hot Docs in Toronto at the end of December, and now we have a screening at the Nighthawk with the Future of Film as Female in January. And just a few minutes ago, I got a request from the Film at Lincoln Center that wants to show the film twice in February.
Well, that's good. It's nice to know. Look, I never had a chance to talk to her, but she was, I think it's safe to say, one of the most beloved actresses in the industry, and it's nice to know that people are interested in something she did and something that was very important to her and something that is now available to the public once again.
Yeah, I mean, if Diane was in heaven right now, she'd be looking down on us and be happy that there's so much interest in this film now.
How did you first get connected with her?
Well, I was working at RCA Video Discs, the vinyl video disc company that had an obsolete product the day it came out. But we had a great team of programmers who were licensing all sorts of content for what we were hoping would be a video disc that people would buy rather than rent. And we were approached by Arlene Rothberg, who was Diane's manager at the time, and is also an executive producer on this film. And we were like, oh, great. We were looking for stuff that was different, that was not the same as what the studios were doing. We were looking for things that might work in home video, a business that we were just inventing. And we did Jane Fonda's Workout. We did a bunch of music programming, children's programming. And then this came along around 1983. And we finally got the film in '87. We took it to Cannes. It was in the director's fortnight there, which is all about new directors. And we had a big press conference with Diane and took her out to dinner. I remember for Christmas one year, she sent all of us a light-up globe that I had in my office for a very long time. So yeah, she was a sweetheart, and she was fun to work with. But in this particular project, she had complete creative freedom. We were in New York. We were financing it. We were making sure all the clearances were done. And she was in L.A. with her producer, Joe Kelly, and they made the film, and we didn't interfere.
On the line with us is Arnie Holland. Arnie is the executive producer of Heaven, a feature-length documentary that also marked the directorial debut of Oscar-winning actress Diane Keaton. As it happened, the subjects of both Heaven and the afterlife were subjects that fascinated Diane Keaton throughout much of her life. The documentary she made, Heaven, is a freewheeling and offbeat pastiche of interviews, clips from such movies as Metropolis, Green Pastures, and Stairway to Heaven, as well as song clips from such songs as Endless Love, all of which explore different ideas of what paradise may have to offer. It also features interviews with several dozen people from all walks of life, including members of Diane Keaton's own family, I understand, all of which shared their opinions on Heaven and the afterlife. Originally released in 1987, Heaven has been digitally remastered and now re-released by Arnie's company, Lightyear Entertainment. Heaven is now showing in select theaters across the U.S. as we speak, as well as via virtual cinema. Arnie, can you please explain how the virtual cinema concept works?
Well, there's a link, and you go online and you buy a ticket, and this particular event is going to start today and last through December 31st, through the holidays. So if you buy a ticket, you can watch the film for 7 days, and you can screen it with your family. You can watch it more than once, and it's a great way to watch this film if you're not in a town where there's a movie theater playing the film.
Okay, I will post that link on the show notes of our program so that people listening to this, they can access the link through our show notes and enjoy Heaven by Diane Keaton.
That's great. Just to make clear, you can watch this from anywhere in the world. This is an international, worldwide event. Heaven
now showing in select theaters as well as via virtual cinema. The link that you can access to watch Heaven virtually will be posted in our show notes. And as Arnie just explained, you can watch the movie via virtual cinema through December 31st, 2025. Just before we chatted today, Arnie, I had an opportunity to screen Heaven. I have two main takeaways. One is I thought it was striking and yet very appropriate. There's no narrator in the documentary. Now, I have a couple of friends who are documentary filmmakers. They call that style direct cinema, where you let the story tell itself and allow the viewer to connect the dots themselves. That seemed like a very wise filmmaking choice on Diane Keaton's part. What do you think?
Yeah, we were surprised she made it, but she is asking the questions off screen, and yeah, I think it works.
I think it works too. Heaven by Diane Keaton, digitally remastered, now re-released by our friends at Lightyear Entertainment, now available in select theaters as well as via virtual cinema. We will include the link to where you can watch it from anywhere in the world via virtual cinema through December 31st, 2025. My other takeaway, Arnie, is that I was struck by her use of close-ups. Almost every person she talked to, she zooms in, particularly on the eyes. And they say the eyes are the window to the soul, but I'm having a hard time articulating this. But the fact, for everybody, whether they were an evangelist, whether they were just a person, an everyday person like you and me, everyone that she spoke to had very strong ideas about the subject of heaven and the afterlife. And the fact that she zoomed in on their eyes kind of draws you in as a viewer.
I think you're right. I love that. You look closely at a person's face, you can tell sometimes if they're telling the truth as they see it, and that was Diane's style for making this movie. was great.
Heaven by Diane Keaton, now available in select theaters, also via virtual cinema through December 31st. Arnie Holland, the executive producer of Heaven, on the line with us. Heaven, the documentary by Diane Keaton that explores and captures her longtime curiosity about the afterlife, posing such questions as, what kind of rewards do you think heaven holds? What does God look like? And is there sex in heaven? One of my favorite, I wrote this down, and I don't know whether this was her sister who said this, or it was a lady with kind of like dirty blonde, with long dirty blonde hair, sort of a perm, and she talked about how she pictured God as a jester like Groucho Marx. I love that image.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one was her sister. She also interviewed her parents and Don King and various other people.
Do you believe in the afterlife?
I believe in the possibility of an afterlife, which is exactly what Diane said in her interview with David Letterman. David's people posted that interview on his YouTube channel after she passed. And it's really funny. I would encourage anybody to look for it.
Is there anything else about heaven or the ability to screen heaven that you want our listeners to know about that I haven't already asked you, Arnie?
Well, in theaters, it's going to be at the Philosophical Research Society tonight at 7:30 in Los Feliz in Los Angeles. And then it's going to be for 2 nights in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Guild Theater. And it's going to play in Hot Docs in Toronto on December 27th. And all those links are up on their respective websites. And we just found out this morning that Film at Lincoln Center wants to screen it in February. So that's going to be great. They're going to do it twice. And we're still open to theaters who want to contact us. But meanwhile, we'll have a Blu-ray coming out February 10th and a regular release for digital at the same time.
Well, and as we said, we will link, in the meantime, we will include the virtual cinema link in our show notes so that people can access it at any time between now and December 31st. Arnie Holland, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Please stay in touch with us and let us know about other releases through Lightyear Entertainment that you think might be of interest to our listeners.
Well, thanks so much, Ed, and thanks again for having me on the show.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. One more item. If you're starting a company, particularly one that is in an emerging market, you know that averting any sort of legal dispute is crucial to your business plan. Our friends at Tectonic Law offer an array of services that can help you avoid and preempt future litigation while also developing and protecting your intellectual property and intangible assets. Tectonic Law serves the needs of a host of emerging industries throughout California and beyond, including industrial designers, beverage makers, artists, farmers, retail stores, health practitioners, wellness experts, cosmetics manufacturers, nonprofit organizations, innovators in sustainable practices, and libraries. Go to tectoniclaw.com to learn more about how Tectonic Law can help your business thrive. tectoniclaw.com. Rock solid representation for groundbreaking industries.
This portion of TV Confidential is brought to us by our friends at Front Porch Realty, the community of realtors in the Northern Bay Area of California that is committed to finding the solution that is best for their clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to sell or lease your property in Northern California, call Karen Strain at 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com for more information on how they can help you.
Ed Robertson, thanking you for listening to the TV Confidential podcast. If you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss our next episode. We'll play part 2 of a conversation with Les Lanham when we come back for hour number 2 of TV Confidential. Please stay with us.